So I've been selling on Etsy since 2008, but if I were to start a new Etsy shop today, this is the exact process I would follow to do that. So today I want to share this process with you because I want to help you to avoid some of the common mistakes and pitfalls that a lot of new Etsy sellers make. First of all, my name is Jess. If you're interested in my Etsy shop, I'll put a link to it in the description below. It is called FREEBIES. I sell eco, ethical, sterling silver, minimalist jewelry, and like I said, I've been there since 2008, but I've been full-time self-employed as a maker and teacher since 2010. Okay, so you might be coming to an Etsy shop from a few different angles. Number one, you might be starting from scratch. You might have seen a lot of people talking about Etsy and you might be like, oh, maybe I can start a little Etsy side hustle, but I have no idea what I'm going to sell. Or you might be coming from the perspective of a maker or an artisan or an artist who already makes something and thinks, maybe this is something I could sell and Etsy might be a great place to do it. Either way, this process is going to work for you. So let's get started. So step one, you need to understand who your customer is and what need or problem you are solving or fulfilling for them. So if you are starting from scratch and trying to come up with a product idea, you need to think of who you are going to serve with your product. Who is it that needs the thing that you are going to sell? Similarly, if you are an artist or artisan and you have a product, you need to understand who that product is for. You may have been making stuff simpler to your own tastes and for yourself. And so you need to flip your mindset and go, okay, well, if I was looking to buy this thing, why would I be buying it? What is it that it's doing for me? You need to understand that first and foremost, because that will impact every other decision you make going forward with your shop. It's going to impact your style of photography, your branding, your language, your marketing strategy, the keywords you're going to be using. You need to know who wants to buy the thing it is that you want to sell. Step two is to research your niche and research the competition. Also along with this is maybe looking at trends in your niche. What are the things that are popular right now? How can you capitalize on that? This is especially important if you are starting from scratch and trying to come up with a product idea. Look at what people are asking for. Also look at the Etsy trends information. I'll put a link to that in the description below. They always release an Etsy trends document around the end of the year to kind of let you know what has been trending. What this year they've told us they've got colors of the year, so you could try to work in with those colors of the year. But the trend thing is optional. What's really important is understanding your niche and your competition, knowing what is out there already and how you are going to fit in and stand out amongst the competition. So you do this simply by hopping on Etsy and start searching for the sort of products that you are thinking of making or that you make and are thinking of selling and seeing what is out there already. This has a double benefit of, getting an understanding of what's out there, but also looking at the level of quality that is out there in your niche. You might find that there's a lot of stuff that you are going to be competing with that has exquisite photography, fantastic titles and tags, heaps of sales and reviews. And in that case, you need to kind of take a leaf out of their book and you don't want to copy them, but you want to perhaps use some of your competitors as inspiration as to what you could do. Could you do a similar styling to them, but make it better? Or could you actually do almost the complete opposite of them and stand out in your niche rather than looking like every other shop? It's going to be a personal decision, but having an understanding of what's already out there will help you to clarify what you're going to do with your own shop. Now, the third thing I recommend you do is to read the seller handbook and learn all of the rules. So many people have problems on Etsy because they don't do this. They don't read what the rules are for what they can and can't sell, for what the rules are when it comes to starting your shop. In other words, they end up breaking the rules because they don't even know that they're breaking the rules, and then their shop gets shut down, suspended, or put on reserve. If you don't know what that is, I have a video about that I'll link to here. But a lot of new Etsy sellers, especially these days, they have tightened the rules significantly because they are trying to avoid people misusing the platform. So you need to understand the rules before you start selling on the platform. Spend some time, read the seller handbook, and know what you're doing before you get started. Okay, number 4 is to get clear on your branding. Now, a brand is much more than just your colors and fonts. It is the promise you are giving your customers about what they can expect from your business. But yes, at the end of the day, what they do see are the colors, the fonts, the photography style, the copy that you use. In other words, the language you're using, your descriptions, etc. You want to have a clear brand personality that will appeal to your target customer. And this is why understanding your target customer is important. If your target customer is a 50+ woman, you do not want to use the same language, colors, and branding that you would use if your target customer is a 20-year-old man, because different things are going to appeal to those audiences. So that's why you need to know who you are trying to sell to, so that you can ensure that all of your design is going to appeal to that person. So you need to reflect this in your banner, your logo, your shop photo, your listing photos and videos, your copy in your descriptions. Make sure all of that stuff is on point to appeal to the right target market. Number 5 is to learn the basics of Etsy SEO, search engine optimization, so that you can take advantage of the traffic from being on the platform. And this is the whole point of being on Etsy rather than having a standalone website, is that you are taking advantage of the search traffic and the customer base that is already on the platform. But in order to do this, you need 2 things. You need very good photos that are clickable and appeal to people. And 2, you need to understand how to take advantage of SEO so that your products show up in the right searches. This is the magic of the platform. Now, I have tons of videos on this. I'll link one of them up here and I'll link a bunch down below as well. But the first question you can ask yourself is, what would I type in the search bar to find this product if I was looking for it, and start from there. You can also use a whole bunch of external tools like Sales Samurai or Allura are 2 that I recommend to do keyword research. Again, I'll put links to those 2 tools in the description below. And I have a whole video about Sales Samurai and how to use it, and I'll link to that up here. So these are websites that will help you with your keyword research and to decide which keywords to put in your titles, tags, and descriptions, which will help you to get more views on your products. Number 6, this is possibly at the end of the day one of the most important lessons, and that is photos, 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 or mock-up images, depending if you're doing digital products. You need amazing pictures, full stop. End of story. You need fantastic pictures to compete on the platform. Your photos, your pictures are the thing that will get people clicking through and the thing that will convince them to buy. It's what will make your shop and your items stand out from the crowd and get those sales coming in the door. So don't skimp on this step. Make sure that you put the effort in to creating really beautiful images. Make sure as much as possible to have a listing video if you can, because those are the things that are going to convince people to buy or not to buy. Number 7 is you need to do the maths. And what I mean by this is you need to understand how much Etsy is going to charge you for selling on the platform, and therefore how much you need to charge in order to make a profit on your work. I have a video that outlines the handmade pricing formula that I recommend you use. I'll link to that up here. But also, you need to understand how much Etsy may charge you, and that's going to be different for everybody because there's a number of different fees. And I've got another video on that. I'll either link to it here or in the description below because I might have run out of these things by now, but it's all about a breakdown of the Etsy fees and what they might charge you. So many people lose money or don't make money, and therefore their business is not profitable because they don't understand the fees that they're going to be charged. Etsy is a very affordable platform. If the fees seem too high, it's because you're not charging enough for your product. It's because you haven't done the maths to work out what you actually need to charge. Looking at your competitors is not a good measure because a lot of people don't do this properly and therefore are undercharging for their work. And you cannot fall into the trap of just trying to underbid your competitors because you will not have a sustainable long-term business. So you need to understand your fees. You need to understand your overheads, all the other costs that go into running a shop. You need to understand your shipping costs and understand, well, am I going to offer free shipping? And if so, how do I roll that into my product pricing? Or am I going to charge shipping separately? If so, how am I going to charge shipping? So you need to understand the money side of things, because at the end of the day, you're running a business. And if you're running a business, you need to understand your incomings and your outgoings. And you need to make sure that your incomings are higher than your outgoings, or you aren't running a profitable and sustainable business. Number 8 is to just repeat this process and go through it over and over again and refine it and get better over time. Building a shop, a business, it's not something you do once and then it's perfect and done for good. You want to keep iterating, you want to keep experimenting, you want to keep growing and developing and getting better and better over time. So make sure to save this video. If you don't already have a playlist of your own here on YouTube of helpful Etsy videos or helpful handmade business videos, make sure to create one, save this video to it, give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my future videos on how to have a thriving and profitable handmade business and a successful Etsy shop. And let me know in the comments which of these steps you need to spend some time working on today. Now, if photography happens to be your bugbear, I'm going to leave a video right here that will help you. It's tips about how to improve your product photography. Hope you enjoy that one next. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.